Are you okay? What is up? We are back with another one. I had to add a ½ inch to my draw length on my my Matthews lift. I was feeling scrunched up when I was doing the, I was just shooting. I felt scrunched up, and then we just did our video with the saddle where I wanted to shoot from the saddle because obviously there's going to be a little bit of sway possibly. A lot of factors to it. Anyways, notice that I was shooting high, so I do know that I have to make some changes on the sight. I don't think with the ½ inch we're going to, speed-wise, is really going to be that big of a difference, but we're going to check all that today. So we have to sight in at 20 yards and then at 60. So again, 20, we got to be good. I don't care about left and rights. We just want our 20 pin to be perfect, and then we got to go down to 60 on the wheel, and once that's dead centered, again, left and right. Was that a yellow jacket? I swear they were out to get me this year. But anyways, let's get after it. So we have the Spott Hogg. We have the Fast Eddy XL. It is the dual pin. So you have your top pin as your main pin. I mean, I guess you could do whatever which way, but your top pin would be your main, and then your secondary. If you, you know, that's the one thing that we all, you know, I've even myself at times was like, well, if I'm at full draw, the deer is at 18 yards and then he goes all the way out to 40 or 50, what do? You know, you got to guess, and to me that's dangerous, you know, unethical. It could be unethical, you know, get a bad shot and of course either injure the deer. Clean miss is way better, obviously, but either way, that's what's nice about that, because then you'll know for your own self, top pin is what set yardage is on your wheel here, and then once you have your, and then you know what your bottom pin is just by memory. So, or actually, I'm sorry, it would be on the, there's two markers on the wheel here, so you'll know what, let that focus in there, which one is for what pin. So first thing we got to do is we need to pull this tape off somehow, because we got to start over. All right, so what they give you is called a calibration. It's a calibration tape here. Focus in. And what you're doing is you're setting, you get your, I'm sorry, I had it upside down there. You have your 20 yard. So this is where we sight in our bow up and down, not left and right, just 20 yards up and down. Make sure it's centered out. And then after you do that, then you work your way to 60. And the number you get when your top pin is at one of these numbers and you're dialed in, up and down, not left and right. Once it's dialed into that, that will tell you what tape you need. And then all those tapes, there's 1 through, what do we got here? Looks like a 1 through 40. So this booklet right here is for different speeds of bows. Obviously it's going to go by speed, so it's a big factor. So there's no way to say, you know, the Matthews lift at 29.5 inch, Matthews lift at 29.5 inch draw is going to be this tape with this arrow or anything like that. It's going to be virtually impossible. You have to shoot the bow, and the reason you have to shoot it at 2 different yardages is because it's going to find that gap in between what it should be. So obviously there's more equation to be on it. I'm furthest to be the one talking about math, but for this video's sake, 20 yards perfect up and down. You want a dead center, 20 yards, pin wheeled, and then same thing at 60 yards. So I need to get this on the wheel here. So before you even put this on the wheel, you want to go get that top pin. So I'm going to put that somewhere where it can't blow away. Get that. So our top pin here, again, the green, we want to get that close. So I already have the stopper pretty close to where it needs to be anyway, because there's a stopper here on the bottom that you can put that can stop you, so that if if you can't see or whatever, it'll stop you from going too far. Okay, so let's fling some arrows. So a really good start is, if you don't know where your bow is at specifically right off the get-go, you should sight in really close. So you can start off at 5 and then work your way back to 20. Again, get it perfect at 20, and then that's where you're gonna put that tape, your dial tape, the practice tape here, the one that I just made it so the wind can't blow it away. It's not too windy in here, but it's just enough that it'll blow that piece of tape away. They give you, I think, 3 or 4 of them. I've already used one, obviously, when I first got this bow, and then obviously we made some changes. By our draw length, everything's settled in. I want to make sure it's perfect. Deer season's in 2 days. So today's Sunday, deer season is Tuesday, and it's calling for rain, so I'll probably be hunting out of the box blind. So, because I still want to hunt, even if I don't pull the trigger, I love getting out, so I'll probably go sit in the box blind, if anything, just to see what we got going out there. I've had cameras out there, some nice bucks, but I love hunting. I love nature, so, but let's get after it. And the reason I changed my draw length too, because I went from an index style trigger back to a thumb release. I loved shooting hinge. Hinge a little sketchy, hunting with a hinge, so we went back to a thumb release. I went with the True Fire. Trying to remember the name of the actual what it is. I'll have to look it up for you and put it in the video section there, but it's really nice, 3-finger, and then it also has attachment for the 4th, so really easy to take on and off, fits in your hand good, so you don't feel like it's going to slide out even with gloves. So another thing I've been struggling with too is some target panic. If you've never dealt with it, I've been in archery for a long time, shot competitively for a little bit, used to have an archery shop, and I deal with it. So thumb has always been the best for me, and that's why I went back to it, because I was really starting to punch that trigger, index finger trigger. So first shot at 20. A little low. I may have punched it a little bit, which you guys will be able to see here. So I'm having a hard time getting my thumb on it and staying on it. It's something, it's mental. It's something up here causing that. All right, so 2 arrows, we're shooting pretty low. So obviously with archery sight, we're shooting low, we need to go low, we need to chase the arrow. So down just a little bit for my 3rd arrow. I don't want to shoot too many because I do not want to Robin Hood, because these arrows, I have the nocks on them, the lighted nocks. I forgot to change them back. It's all good. So, and 2, if you've never had it before, nose button. If you wear masks, nose buttons are really nice because you can feel them really good. The only bad thing about like this style is it's sharp as all get out. You definitely feel it on your nose. It's a nice little anchor. All right, well, let's go grab our arrows here. Not terrible. All right, so we definitely got to do a little work here. So we were a little high on that one, so I went just a little bit too far. So there. I'm playing with just a tad bit, just a little tiny, you know what kind of hair. All right. All right, height is good there. We're doing good now. Height is looking a lot better. I think we need to go down just a little bit. Or I'm sorry, up a little bit. Right there. All right, we're looking good. So let's go see where we're at there, and if we're good to move. From here, 20 yards, I can see it. I think that I'm gonna do 3 more shots. We'll look at it and then see if it's time to put that tape on there. Looks good. Let's do. I always like to do sets of 3 to make sure we're good. You don't just shoot one arrow, yes, we're good. No, you shouldn't do that. You got to make sure that you're grouping. Groups are very important. Again, I'm not worrying about my left and right. I'll fix that after. I'm trying to get my sight tape for yardages. All right, let's go take a look. All right, we are good at our 20. All right, again, so there's our calibration tape. So the top is our 20. Let that focus in there. Probably won't let it. So what we're gonna do here, so I'm gonna grab this other camera just to be sure that. So right here, this is the mark. So that's our 20 yards. So that's for that top green pin. So that's for that top green pin that's inside there. Okay. So that's where you're gonna set your calibration tape, which is right there. So these are sticky. You do gotta cut them out with a set of scissors, unfortunately. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but you get her. So another thing to do is lock this down tight so you don't accidentally move it, because it does make a difference if you want your your equipment to be accurate. We owe it to the animal to be accurate. All right. So basically this just sticks around there. Once you have that mark there, your first mark, you can spin it to make sure your tape's on properly the rest of the way. So you can just go down. She looks good. I think I feel comfortable going right to 30. So basically all I got to do is obviously move my sight a little bit, and we got to get our 30 mark, and then we'll step back 30. I'll go 10 yard increments, make sure I'm centered up, and then we were going to go straight into 60. So we got to get centered at 60, which is going to be kind of tough. It's not windy back here. 60 yards is a long shot. I've definitely taken a lot of shots, not on an animal, with a bow at 100 yards, but it is fun taking shots at 100 yards with a bow for practice. You know, if you can get a paper plate at 100 yards, that's pretty good. And some buddies and I, we've done that multiple times just for fun. So it makes you a better shot up closer. Once you shoot that and then you go back up, you're like, oh, this is easy. So definitely try it. If you got the space to do it, safely to do it, definitely try it. So let's go put our other target out, and then we're going to shoot at 30. I think, let me check it now. I think we're good at 30 right here from the truck. I moved the target back towards the bean field. We're at 35, so we'll move forward a little bit. So the most important thing is, when you go to do this, when you go to from your 20 to your 30, make sure you check your tape first. So 30 yards is not gonna be really that far. So there's your 20. We'll go right there just a little bit. We'll see where we're at. Actually, I'm gonna hop up to like 25-ish to see where we're at, and then we'll go from there. So I'm gonna back up to 30 now. I should go get my arrows right now, especially with the lighted nocks in it, but we'll be fine. That's why I have multiple dots on there. We'll shoot for the middle one now. All right, 30 yards right here. So that one was really low. That one looked a lot better. All right, I don't know if anybody else, when you're sighting a bow in, your is that hamstrings in the back? Quads, hamstrings? Get really tired from kneeling down, pick up your arrows out of the target. Because to me, it does. So, all right, so what we need to do now is we need to shoot a few more arrows. You're at 30, then we'll step back to 40, 50, 60. Remember to always watch. Yeah, we're good. We're good at 30, so we're gonna back up to 40. Yeah, let's get it, dude. So this time we are going to take the big target, because we're getting out a little bit further now. I gotta move the truck and all that fun jazz, so. Turn the world upside down. Let's check our yardage here. So again, now we're shooting 40. Exactly 40. That was pure accident, pure luck, rather. We're exactly at 40 right here. So let's see how we are. So remember, always watch your level. That's pretty good. Looks like a little low. All right, left and right we look pretty good. Or I'm sorry, up and down we look pretty good because we don't care about left and right. So we got to do a little bit more work at 40. Make sure you're shooting your good arrows for this. The ones you are going to use hunting, obviously at further distances. You should always use your arrows you're going to use on animals regardless. Practice with the same arrows. Don't use two different brands, two different sizes, all that stuff. Use the ones you practice that you're going to take an animal with. And it's so freaking important that you do that. So let's get it. And remember always too, if you're, this is more for the beginner archers. I'm by far an expert in any which way, but I do know enough to be dangerous, is that when you anchor every single time, if you're gonna shoot with a mask on, if you're sighting in, make sure you practice with that mask on. If you go behind your mandible here or whatever it be, make sure you practice with the gloves on, the mask on, the clothing even. I've done that where if I get a new jacket, it's a little thick, like the, I always draw a blank on it, the really thick Sika stuff that just came out a couple years ago. Put it right here, what it is. You should shoot with that on. Yeah, it's gonna be hot. All right, I moved the wheel a little bit more down low because we were hitting a little low. So let's give her a go. Looks a little high. That could have been me. All right, that was a good arrow there. So I have two good arrows, one bad one. The bad one was definitely me. I always like to get that third, make sure I get a good third arrow. So I'm gonna grab another one of my other good arrows here. All right, we're good at 40. We are good at 40. All right, we are moving our line up to 50. So I think we'll probably be good right there. All right, we'll check it with a rangefinder. 50 yards exactly right there. If you guys are looking for a good rangefinder, Vortex Ranger 1000. I think I've had this thing for 5, 6, 7 years. This thing's amazing. I know a couple people that have it as well, love it. It lights up right on the inside. I've had zero issues with it. It's nice on those, low light mornings or nights when it starts to be, if you're in a blind or you're in the pines where it's dark. Trust me, you'll want it. Always remember to move your dial so your head down. So dial up, head down. Here we go. Remember, level's important. We're all over the place. So that's another thing that can happen too, is you can get tired. Sometimes if you need to, it's a lot of shooting. If you need to take a little break for a little while, or if you got to come back the next day, just leave the bow where it's at on the tape wise, come back tomorrow or whenever, when you can get to it. Don't just rush it. So I did have one arrow that did hit the dirt. So one thing you should always do, I'll show you. If you didn't know this, I'm hoping you were taught this at some point in your archery career, so make sure my bow doesn't fall over here, is whenever you hit something hard, you hit a tree or whatever, always take your arrow and flex it. Like rotate it, flex it. If you hear any creaking or anything like that, check your knock. Make sure your knock's good. Especially a lot of times you hit something hard, the knock will fly out. Or if you possibly almost Robin Hood. If you got any type of split in here, this arrow's no good. Yes, sometimes you can cut off the back there. It's not the safest thing to ever do. Or you cut off the front. Now your arrows are different. All your arrows would have to be cut to that length. Or if it's an arrow you use for a coyote or something, whatever. But always inspect your arrows. So let's get our 50-yard shot here so we can get back to 60, because I'm getting a little tired on it. My shoulder, because I shot yesterday too. So we're getting pretty good on a sight tape here. All right, now it's time to get back to 60 here. 60 is the final. Hoping we're good here, because I am tired. Let's check here. It should be pretty close right here. A little further back. 60 yards to be exact. We moved our we moved our pin. So we move the head down, so you're rotating this up. Is our opposite. Always change that wheel, if not you're gonna lose arrows. Especially these distances. So again, the level on this, when I keep saying level, I'm talking about the level on your sight. So important. Ooh, that one was dead. Not kidding you, dead center. I think once you get out a little bit further, I don't know what it is about like 30 and 40. For me, I kind of get a little scraggly, but out further, I don't know. It seems to be a lot smoother for me. That one was a little lower. Lower. All right, hopefully this is the last 3 arrows and we'll be good to go. The sight tape we were on before was 26, and right now it's looking like we're at 27, it's looking like. 27, 28, so I figured it'd be super close if there wasn't even any change. But I wanted to be sure. So here we go. I think we're good. I think we are good. Let's run these last 2 arrows here. I'm sweating. I'm starting to get to the point where I don't want to shoot no more. Once I get the tape on, I'm going to check my 20 again. All right. Shoot one of my arrows I'll be using with a broadhead. And then we're going to check at 20 our broadhead. The G5 broadhead practice tip before we leave today. We're good. All right, so we landed at a number 26. So it's the exact same sight tape. I hope there's 2 of them in there because I ripped that one. All right, so bad news is there's only 126 in there, and that's the one we got to go with. So I'm gonna have to order some, but what I can do is I can put the old tape on there that I just ripped off there, and as long as I keep my 20 locked, I know what the speed of my bow is for that gap. So we should be good. Oops. All right, so what you're gonna wanna do is, now we know what number it is, so it's a 26, so we can mess with this. So you take your sight back up to that 20 mark, that top pin, get it dead centered on that 20 there. So it's dead centered at that 20. Oh, look at that little Japanese beetle. So we got it dead set at 20. Let's see if we can get that to focus, this autofocus lens, or this setting. So we're back up at 20. And then, like I said, crank that thing down so you don't accidentally move it. So get it right where you want her. There. Take this tape off. So we're going to try to get this back on there properly. All right, so we got our sight, our old tape back on there. It's a little rip there. See if I can get this to focus for you guys. So there's 20. So I'm going to get a hold of Spott Hogg or check with, again, our local archery shop, which is Eastern Woods Outdoors, see if they have any of those in stock. Probably don't, but if not, we'll order one. We'll be fine for season to get started. But again, kind of freaked out there for a second because I thought I was SOL. So all I got to do is just make sure that I know where my 20 is at. And what I'll do is I can lock this out down here so that no matter how low, what I talk about lock here is this right here. It's got 2 little Allens in it. And what you do is I lock that down to where 20's at. So no matter what I'm doing, if I'm trying to watch the deer or whatever, or turkey, whatever it be, I can hurry up and get that lock back where I want it on 20. I know where that's at. So that in a nutshell is how you sight in the Spott Hogg Fast Eddy. So again, it's at 20 yards. Get your 20-yard pin set. And then once you get your 20-yard pin set, you do a slow walk back yardages. I like to do 10 yards at a time. Further you get out, it's a good idea to have a taller target so you don't shoot over it. It's better to shoot low than it is high, so you're not, I mean, here you're going off in the stratosphere in the beans. Good luck finding it, your arrow. Even with a light and knock. At night you'll probably have a better chance. I'd come back out here at night if I missed. But anyways, 20, 60, you're up and down. The best way to do it, actually, this, and I forgot, is to bring tape, is you create a cross. So you have your vertical and then your horizontal line, and you don't care anything about that vertical line. All you care about is that horizontal line, that all your arrows are in that horizontal line for that. That is honestly the best way to sight in a bow, in my opinion, especially distances. Yes, we need to work on our left and right, but we obviously, before we start this, we want to make sure our left and right is really close. But as you get out further, then you can fine tune that left and right. But what you're trying to do to sight your yardage, to get your yardage speed tape, if that's what it's called, 20 and 60, and in between it'll give you, and then it'll go all the way up to 100. So mine is 20 to 100. So 100 yard, again, is fun to shoot. We're not going to do it today because if I wanted to shoot 100 yards right now, I would be standing in mud. And I got my Hey Dudes on today because I mowed this area here just to shoot. So I like to practice. Everybody should be practicing a lot. You don't go out and just shoot 4 arrows and say, I'm good for the season. No, you should be shooting a lot throughout the summer here and there, especially once you start to get, I would say September, really start, you know, try to every other night or a couple times a week to get out and shoot your bow. You owe it to the animals that you're after, you know, deer. Other than that, we're good to go. We got to go home and get our broadhead practice tip because I completely forgot it like an idiot. So hopefully that video helped you with the Spott Hogg Fast Eddy. It's XL. It's got the dovetail version for the Matthews. Really nice sight. This is like my third Spott Hogg product, and I've absolutely loved them. They're really easy to use. So thanks for watching, guys.